Everything changes the moment one simple truth becomes clear. Your future is not being built by the big decisions you make once in a while. It is being built by the small decisions you repeat every single day. That is the hidden force shaping your life right now, whether you notice it or not. Most people spend years searching for the perfect opportunity, the perfect plan, or the perfect moment to begin. They believe success belongs to the most talented, the smartest, or the luckiest people. But history and science tell a different story. The greatest transformations rarely begin with extraordinary talent. They begin with ordinary people making extraordinary commitments to simple habits. That is why two people can start from the same place, face the same challenges, and dream about the same future, yet end up living completely different lives. The difference is often invisible at first. It is found in the thoughts they choose to believe, the actions they repeat every day, and the habits they refuse to break. Every repeated thought becomes a belief. Every repeated action becomes a habit. Every repeated habit slowly becomes a lifestyle. Before long, that lifestyle becomes your identity, and your identity shapes your future. This process happens quietly. It does not ask for permission. It does not stop because you ignore it. It keeps working every single day, either for you or against you. The surprising part is that your brain is designed to automate repeated behavior. Neuroscientists have discovered that when you perform the same action over and over again, your brain creates stronger pathways that make that action easier to repeat in the future. This means your daily routines are literally teaching your brain who you are becoming. Every time you choose discipline instead of excuses, patience instead of giving up, or learning instead of wasting time, you are strengthening the version of yourself that can achieve more. On the other hand, every time you repeat negative thinking, delay important work, or convince yourself that change can wait until tomorrow, those patterns also become stronger. Your brain does not judge whether a habit is good or bad. It simply learns what you practice most often. That is why changing your life is never just about setting bigger goals. It is about changing the patterns you repeat until they become part of who you are. This is the lesson that many people discover far too late. They spend years trying to change their results without changing the habits producing those results. They chase motivation while ignoring discipline. They look for shortcuts while avoiding the daily work that creates lasting success. They hope life will suddenly become different without becoming different themselves. The truth is both simple and powerful. If you change what you repeatedly do, you change who you become. And when you change who you become, your entire future begins to change with you. That is how lasting transformation happens. Not in one dramatic moment, but through hundreds of small choices that slowly reshape your mind, your character, and your direction. The most successful people in the world understand this principle. They know that greatness is not built during rare moments of inspiration. It is built during ordinary mornings when nobody is watching, during difficult evenings when quitting feels easier, and during the quiet decisions that seem too small to matter. Those tiny choices add up until they create a life that once seemed impossible. The remarkable part is that anyone can begin this process. You do not need perfect conditions. You do not need endless confidence. You do not need to know every step before taking the first one. You only need the willingness to make one better choice today than you made yesterday. That single choice can become a habit. That habit can become your identity. And that identity can completely transform your future. Throughout this video, you will discover why most people never truly change, even when they desperately want a better life. You will learn how your mind quietly controls your decisions without you noticing, why motivation fades so quickly, and why discipline always wins in the long run. You will uncover practical principles used by high achievers to build lasting success without relying on temporary excitement. You will also learn how small daily actions create extraordinary results, how to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, and how to build habits that continue working even on the days when you do not feel motivated. Most importantly, you will discover how to become the kind of person who naturally creates success instead of constantly chasing it. Stay with me until the very end, because the final lesson brings everything together into one powerful idea that can completely change the way you think about your future. Many people hear motivational speeches and feel inspired for a few hours, only to return to the same routines the next day. This video is different. It is not built on empty motivation. It is built on timeless principles, practical psychology, and simple actions that you can begin using immediately. One idea from this video could become the turning point that changes the direction of your life for years to come. If you are ready to stop repeating the habits that keep you stuck and start building the future you truly deserve, then you are in the right place. Welcome to the channel, where every video is designed to help you build stronger discipline, a better mindset, and a more successful life. If you believe in becoming a better version of yourself every single day, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video, and join this growing community of people who have decided that their future will be created by action, not excuses. Now, let's begin the journey that could change your life forever. The biggest reason most people stay exactly where they are is not because life is unfair or because they were born without talent. It is because they underestimate the power of small daily choices. Many people expect life to change after one motivational speech, one new year, one book, one opportunity, or one lucky break. They believe one big moment will suddenly solve everything. But real life does not work that way. Life changes slowly. It changes so quietly that you often cannot see the progress while it is happening. Every day you make hundreds of decisions. Some are so small that they seem meaningless. You decide whether to wake up when the alarm rings or press the snooze button. You decide whether to exercise or stay in bed. You decide whether to spend your evening learning a new skill or scrolling endlessly through your phone. You decide whether to face a difficult task or delay it until tomorrow. None of these choices seem important on their own. They only take a few seconds. But those few seconds are quietly building your future. Every decision you repeat becomes a habit. A habit is simply a behavior your brain has learned to perform almost automatically. The more you repeat it, the stronger it becomes. Before long, you no longer have to think about it. It becomes part of your daily routine. Over time, those routines begin to shape your identity. A person who reads every day begins to see themselves as a learner. A person who exercises regularly begins to think of themselves as someone who values health. A person who always keeps promises to themselves develops confidence because they trust their own actions. In the same way, someone who constantly delays important work slowly starts believing they are lazy. Someone who gives up whenever life becomes difficult begins to believe they are weak. The identity comes after the repeated action, not before it. This is one of the greatest truths about personal growth. You do not become successful first and then develop successful habits. You develop successful habits first, and those habits eventually create success. Lasting transformation always begins where nobody else can see it. It begins inside your mind. Before your bank account changes, your thinking changes. Before your health improves, your daily decisions improve. Before people notice your confidence, you start speaking differently to yourself. Before your future becomes different, your habits become different. The outside world is often just a reflection of what has already been happening inside you for weeks, months, or even years. This is why many people become frustrated. They start making better choices for a few days, but because they cannot immediately see visible results, they assume nothing is happening. They forget that roots grow before trees appear above the ground. Every great achievement spends a long time growing where nobody can see it. Progress is often invisible before it becomes impossible to ignore. If changing your life were easy, everyone would already be living their dream life. Yet millions of people stay stuck year after year, even though they desperately want things to be different. The question is not whether they want change. Most people do. The real question is why they never achieve it. One of the biggest reasons is that they keep waiting for motivation. They tell themselves they will start when they feel excited, energetic, or inspired. They believe motivation must come first. But motivation is unpredictable. Some mornings you wake up feeling ready to conquer the world. Other mornings you feel tired without any clear reason. If your progress depends on your emotions, your results will always rise and fall with your mood. Successful people understand that motivation is helpful, but it is never reliable. They build routines that continue working even when they do not feel like working. Another reason people never change is fear of failure. They worry about making mistakes. They worry that one wrong decision will ruin everything. Because of that fear, they never take the first step. They stay where they are because standing still feels safer than trying. But every successful person has failed more times than most people realize. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey towards success. Every mistake teaches a lesson that success alone could never provide. Then there is the fear of other people's opinions. Many dreams disappear because someone became too worried about what others might think. They stop themselves before anyone else has the chance. They avoid speaking up. They avoid trying new things. They avoid building the business they dream about. They avoid creating videos, writing books, changing careers, or learning new skills because they imagine criticism before it even happens. The truth is that people are usually too busy thinking about their own lives to spend much time judging yours. Another silent trap is the comfort zone. It feels safe because it is familiar. Even when people are unhappy, they often choose familiar pain over unfamiliar growth. They stay in jobs they dislike, continue unhealthy habits, and repeat routines that no longer help them simply because change feels uncomfortable. Yet every improvement begins with discomfort. Every new skill feels difficult before it becomes natural. Every stronger version of yourself lives just outside the comfort zone you refuse to leave. Many people also expect instant results. They go to the gym for 1 week and expect a transformed body. They read one book and expect a completely different mindset. They work hard for 1 month and wonder why their life has not dramatically improved. When fast results do not appear, they lose hope and quit. This is where many dreams quietly disappear. They were not impossible. They were simply abandoned too early. One setback becomes the excuse to stop completely. One bad day turns into one bad week. One missed habit becomes a reason to give up. But one mistake never destroys progress. Repeating the mistake without correcting it does. These behaviors slowly build invisible walls around people. They become prisoners of habits they created themselves, often without even noticing. The saddest part is that many people think they are waiting for the right moment, when in reality, they are only delaying the life they could already be building. Everything you believe about yourself today began as a thought. Your mind is always learning, even when you are not paying attention. Every conversation, every experience, every success, every failure, and every sentence you repeat to yourself is shaping the way you see the world. Mindset is simply the collection of beliefs you carry inside your mind. It is the lens through which you interpret everything that happens. Two people can face the exact same problem and react in completely different ways because their mindset is different. One sees an obstacle and immediately thinks it is impossible. The other sees the same obstacle and believes there must be a solution. The situation is the same. The thinking is different. That difference changes everything. Your brain pays attention to repeated thoughts. If you constantly tell yourself, "I am not smart enough," your brain slowly accepts that statement as truth. Once it becomes a belief, your decisions begin to match it. You stop applying for better opportunities because you think you are not qualified. You avoid learning difficult skills because you assume you will fail. You hesitate to speak because you believe your opinion has no value. Those decisions create actions. Those actions become habits. Those habits eventually create your future. And in the same way, empowering thoughts can completely change your direction. When you repeatedly remind yourself that skills can be learned, that failure is temporary, and that improvement comes through practice, your decisions begin to change. You become willing to try. You become willing to learn. You become willing to continue after making mistakes. Slowly, your actions improve. Better actions create stronger habits. Stronger habits create a stronger identity. This is why protecting your thoughts is one of the most important responsibilities you have. Your inner voice becomes your future if you listen to it every day. Start replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Or instead of saying, "I can't do this," ask, "How can I learn this?" Instead of saying, "I always fail," remind yourself, "Every attempt makes me better." Instead of saying, "It is too late," remember that the best time to improve is always today. The words you repeat become the life you create. People often search for one giant breakthrough, but life is usually transformed by tiny actions repeated consistently. Think about how a tree grows. You cannot see it becoming taller every day, yet after several years it stands far above the ground. Human progress works the same way. Small improvements seem insignificant at first. Reading 10 pages today may not seem important. Walking for 20 minutes may not seem enough. Saving a little money each week may feel too slow. Practicing a skill for half an hour may not look impressive, but when these actions are repeated day after day, month after month, and year after year, they create results that surprise everyone. Tiny improvements multiply over time. They build momentum. This is why consistency is far more powerful than intensity. Many people work extremely hard for 1 week and then stop completely. Others make steady progress every single day. At first, the person working harder appears to be ahead, but eventually the consistent person overtakes them because they never stop moving. Lasting success is built through repetition, not occasional bursts of effort. This is also why discipline is more valuable than motivation. Motivation gives you a push. Discipline keeps you moving long after that feeling disappears. There will always be days when you feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. Those are the days that shape your future the most. Continuing when it is difficult strengthens your character. Continuing when nobody is watching builds integrity. Continuing after slow progress builds resilience. Success often stays hidden for a long time. People only notice the finished result. They see the confident speaker, but not the years of practice. They see the healthy body, but not the thousands of healthy meals. They see the successful business, but not the countless early mornings and late nights. Every great achievement has an invisible beginning. Those who understand this never become discouraged by slow progress because they know that invisible progress is still progress. Changing your life does not require hundreds of complicated habits. It begins with a few simple actions repeated every day. The first habit is waking up with purpose. Instead of reaching for your phone the moment your eyes open, take a minute to decide what kind of person you want to be today. Set one clear intention. Remind yourself that today is another opportunity to become stronger than yesterday. The second habit is learning every single day. Read a few pages of a book, listen carefully to educational content, or study a new skill. Your knowledge becomes one of the few investments that nobody can take away from you. Every new lesson expands the way you think. The third habit is exercising your body. Movement does far more than improve physical health. It increases energy, sharpens focus, reduces stress, and teaches discipline. Every workout reminds you that growth requires effort. The fourth habit is controlling your environment. Your surroundings influence your behavior more than you realize. Spend time with people who encourage growth. Keep useful books within reach. Remove distractions that constantly pull your attention away from your goals. Make good decisions easier and bad decisions harder. Your environment quietly shapes your habits every single day. The fifth habit is reflecting every evening. Before going to sleep, ask yourself one simple question. What is one thing I did well today? And what is one thing I can improve tomorrow? This small habit keeps you growing without becoming overwhelmed. These 5 habits strengthen each other. Learning improves your thinking. Better thinking improves your decisions. Better decisions make discipline easier. Exercise gives you energy to stay consistent. Reflection helps you improve continuously. Together, they create a powerful cycle of growth that becomes stronger with every passing day. Many people believe they will begin once everything feels perfect. They wait for more money, more time, more confidence, better weather, fewer responsibilities, or the perfect opportunity. But perfection never arrives. Life will always present another challenge. There will always be another reason to delay. Waiting for the perfect time is one of the easiest ways to waste years without realizing it. The truth is that confidence is not the starting point. Confidence is the reward for taking action. The first workout feels difficult. The first speech feels uncomfortable. The first business idea feels uncertain. The first video feels awkward. But every action makes the next one easier. Every attempt teaches your brain that growth is possible. Every small success creates a little more confidence. The people you admire today were not born believing in themselves. They earned that belief by repeatedly taking action despite uncertainty. If you wait until fear disappears, you may wait forever. Courage grows through movement, not through waiting. Start with the smallest step you can take today. Read one page, walk for 10 minutes, write one paragraph, save a small amount, learn one new idea. Those simple actions may seem too small to matter, but they begin building a completely different future. From this moment forward, ask yourself a different question. Stop asking only, what do I want? Goals are important, but they are incomplete on their own. Start asking, who do I need to become to achieve that goal? That single question changes everything. If you want to become healthy, become the kind of person who never skips caring for their body. If you want financial success, become someone who manages money wisely and keeps learning valuable skills. If you want stronger relationships, become someone who listens, respects, and keeps promises. Identity-based habits are powerful because they focus on becoming instead of simply achieving. Goals can be completed, but identity continues for life. A person who only wants to lose weight may stop healthy habits after reaching a target. A person who sees themselves as healthy continues making good choices because that is simply who they are. Lasting transformation happens when your actions and your identity begin working together. Every small habit becomes a vote for the person you want to become. Every disciplined decision is proof that your new identity is growing stronger. Little by little, the old version of yourself fades away, replaced by someone whose daily actions naturally create the future they once only dreamed about. Your life will never change because of one perfect day. It will change because of the thousands of ordinary days when you choose to do the right thing, even when nobody is watching. That is the lesson that truly separates people who only dream about success from those who actually achieve it. Real transformation is not created by one big decision. It is built through countless small choices repeated with patience, discipline, and consistency. Every time you wake up, instead of giving into excuses, you are shaping your future. Every time you choose to learn instead of wasting time, you are investing in your mind. Every workout, every book, every difficult conversation, every promise you keep to yourself, and every step forward, no matter how small, is building a stronger version of you. These actions may not seem important today, but together they create a life that once felt impossible. Never underestimate the power of small improvements. A single positive habit may not change your life overnight, but repeated every day, it can completely change who you become. The future you dream about is not waiting for luck. It is waiting for the person you decide to become through your daily actions. There will be days when progress feels slow. There will be moments when you doubt yourself. There will be times when giving up seems easier than continuing. But remember this, every successful person has faced those same moments. The difference is that they kept going. They understood that success belongs to those who refuse to stop. From today onward, stop asking whether you can change your life. Instead, ask yourself what one small action you can take before this day ends. Read one page, take one walk, learn one lesson, replace one negative thought with a positive one, keep one promise to yourself. Those tiny actions may seem insignificant, but they are the first bricks of an extraordinary future. Your future self is being created by the choices you make today, not the plans you make for tomorrow. Years from now, you will either thank yourself for starting today or wish you had. The decision is completely in your hands. No one else can build your habits. No one else can change your mindset. No one else can create the life you want. That power has always belonged to you. The moment you take responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, and your habits, your future begins to move in a new direction. If this message inspired you, don't let it end here. Turn these ideas into action and let today become the day your new journey begins. If you enjoyed this video and want more powerful lessons on discipline, mindset, self-growth, and success, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Also, take a second to like this video because it helps this message reach more people who need it, and share it with a friend or family member who is ready to transform their life. Your one share could be the encouragement that changes someone else's future. Thank you for watching and for investing your time in becoming a better version of yourself. Keep learning, keep growing, keep believing, keep moving forward, one step at a time, because one day you'll look back and realize that the life you always wanted didn't begin with one giant leap. It began with one small decision to never give up. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay focused, and keep building the future you truly deserve.